Hello everyone, welcome to Wandsworth Common. The plan today is to go to London Bridge, where hopefully I can find some nice composition for nice shots. The light at the moment is very flat, and the whole place is quite dark. But mind you, in the morning it was very nice. There was a lovely light, and the sun was out. So in the morning it would have been fantastic to take a few shots in the morning, but it was impossible. So, but anyway, we're going to try and go to London Bridge and get the best that we can. Mind you, this is one of 5 days of tube strike. One of 5 days of tube strike. So we can't get in the underground. So that means that we have to get to London Bridge by train. So there's an actual overground train. Anyway, this is not a TfL website, so maybe you're not so interested in how to get to London Bridge from Wandsworth Common on a strike day. But anyway, yeah. More interesting though, the first thing that I did today after leaving, sorry, the train arrived, I wasn't able to tell you what I was telling you. What I was really excited about was the fact that just before starting filming this video, I went to Nightingale Patisserie. Nightingale Patisserie is actually an Italian coffee shop, patisserie, bakery kind of thing, where they have their own products, basically, that they bake their own cakes, their own pastries. Anyway, again, this is not a video about advertising Nightingale Patisserie, but if you're in the area, if you're around Wandsworth Common or Balham, you should visit this coffee shop, which is really, really amazing. It's one of my go-to places, actually, and I can really recommend it. I think I was talking in one of the previous videos that I am also getting more interested in pictures of cars, vehicles in general. And actually, of all the pictures that I've shot in the last 2 or 3 minutes, probably my favorite one is one of the ones that involves that motorbike over there, that black motorbike. Is it a Yamaha, a Honda? Doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know why. There's something, because you know, normally vehicles, especially modern vehicles, look very glossy and very curved. You know, they have curved lines, and there's something that attracts me, something that really entices me about that. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, I love these pictures. Having to re-record the video because I just deleted a video. Well, I thought I was recording a video, but I wasn't. Anyway, I'm gonna say it again. By the way, I think we are in Threadneedle Street. I think that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, I was gonna say, well, one thing that I noticed is that I may have a tendency to take pictures that on the spot look fantastic, look really nice, but then I go home, I review the pictures, and I find them a bit too messy, a bit too complex, not simple enough. So I think that I really have to become more conscious, more deliberate about really trying and make my photographs as simple as possible, because I'm becoming more and more convinced that one of the elements of great photography is simplicity. So yeah, it's happened so many times that I see nice light, nice natural contrast, a scene which is nice enough. I take loads of pictures, and I have this feeling in myself that for sure, you know, some of those are going to be amazing. And then I got home and I'm a bit unimpressed. There's always like, yeah, you know, there's some elements of a nice picture, but not, you know, the scene itself is not as compelling as it could be. So yeah, from now on, I think I'm gonna try and be aware of being simple. But then again, having said that, does that have to be a rule? I mean, do pictures have to be simple in order to be good? And also, what exactly do we mean by simple, but simplicity? Does that mean that there has to be one subject? Has that to be a clear subject? There are some pictures that have a lot of items in it, a lot of elements. You might say they're messy, but nonetheless there is some order in that chaos. There's some order in that mess. So does that mean that it has to be clear who the subjects are, who the subject is, and what the picture is about? Obviously, these are all questions because there's no strict rule, because that's the beauty of photography. It's an art, so you make it your own. And ultimately, as we were saying in the other video, it's about finding what you like, because there's no point in following a perception of what is right and what is wrong. Otherwise, you will end up shooting like a lot of other people. Whereas you have an opportunity to be very different, very unique. I'm going into cliches now, but part of it I think is true. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a day soon, because actually lately I'm starting to learn when I'm getting tired. In the past, it was actually quite hard for me to understand when I was tired, and I would stubbornly, you know, keep going, and results would be getting worse and worse, of course. Whereas now, I think if I find myself getting more desperate for the shot, then maybe that's an indication that it's probably time to stop for the day. I'm trying to shield the microphone from the wind. I've had a couple of hours that felt really intense, but really inspiring, really invigorating, and I'm very happy. You know, it felt nice to be out taking pictures. So whether I have any good pictures, I still don't know, but I'm certainly going to review the pictures when I get home, and we're probably going to close this video at home. Thanks for watching so far. Fantastic to see you all again. So I did go home and I reviewed all the pictures, and I remember saying that I would probably love this picture quite a bit, but actually in the end I didn't feel that way any longer, because it's okay, but it's not really a picture that when I look at it now after a few hours, it doesn't really, you know, give me that much joy at all. Actually, one of my favorite pictures of the day, in fact, probably my favorite picture. I love the red motorboat. I love obviously the war boat and Tower Bridge, and I love this bird. Is it a bird? Yeah, it's a bird there. I love that I got it just there. And obviously I find interesting that there is this area in the bottom left corner, sort of all this area here. I love that it's sort of shielded. I did insert a linear gradient, so you can probably see here. Yeah, so I brought this linear gradient sort of from the bottom left corner in order to lower the exposure and make all this area darker, because yeah, obviously otherwise it would have been a bit distracting. Whereas in this way, sort of there is this line that subdivides the part of the picture that has to be seen, which is this one, and the part of the picture that actually we really don't want people to see. So yeah, I don't know, there's something about it. I like it. And there were other versions as well. This was, I think I left this area a bit clearer in that part, but you probably saw this one. I like this one as well. I think I showed you some of the other pictures as well. Yeah, I really love these ones as well. I like this one. I don't know, there's an added element of softness that I see in this picture, and probably it was introduced by the fact that I shot through the glass, because I was myself in a train when I took that picture. I was actually going to London Bridge, so I was still on the train there. Yeah, they're even softer than they would have been if the window hadn't been there, sort of natural filter. And yeah, I mean, I just like them. So yeah, so these are my favorite pictures from the day. I also like this one. I can't remember if I shown this one in the actual video so far. I love this one because obviously because of the leading lines going upwards. But again, you know, this is another example why all these rules, you know, the leading lines, the rule of third, you know, simplicity and all these things, all these rules are just hooks. They have to function a bit like, and I'm sorry to go back to music again, but I think they have to function a bit like scales function for the preparation of a musician. You know, we practice scales and we learn scales, but when we solo, we don't actively think about scales, because otherwise the solo would sound very mechanical and soulless. And the same is here, you know, eventually these attempt to keep things simple, I guess, is something that we interiorize, and is something that becomes automatic in a way. So another picture that I've found, you know, it wasn't one of my favorites, but I do find it quite simple. So I don't know, something quite pleasing about that, and about this one as well. I like the fact that there was that man passing by. I mean, I did wait for somebody to pass by, but that man was actually quite interesting to look at. And there's a version with a green light as well, which I also like. And lastly, there is this picture, which I like. And yeah, it's very messy, I agree. But I like that all this area here is sort of, it's like a shield. It's like sort of a, I don't know, some sort of a barrier that leads the eye into the scene. And this is the scene. And the main subject is this motor scooter, which is actually parked away from anywhere else, from anything else. And then there are these passers by. Yeah, I don't know. It's got a lot of mess, but sometimes it's really hard, you know, to point the finger, you know, to why exactly we like a picture. You know, but that's art, isn't it? You know, you don't necessarily have to be able to explain everything, otherwise it becomes science. It becomes something else. Anyway, I don't want to keep you too long. Thanks for sticking with me once again. Thanks for watching until the end. And I would be really grateful if you could put a like if you did like the video, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.